Hello, happy Saturday. All you've really missed today is me painting a wall, finally finished the bathroom. Finally. I'll show you tomorrow when I've tidied up. And I ordered a new iPhone. It's been an exciting day, but then we haven't had a weekend to ourselves in quite a while.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
I say that, I mean last week was a holiday. What I mean is weekend at home with nothing to do, nowhere to go, nobody to see. And so it's actually been very pleasant. Some genius has decided to block the passage to M&S. So some other genius is going to go and unblock it because people use it to go shopping and it's really stupid to dump a load of wood in the way. Good morning. It is ever so grey today, but it's much better than it was supposed to be. That pathway to M&S is mysteriously cleared. Ever so good. How did it happen? We'll never know. Yeah, we're making today a bolognese and a paella and a soup in full cookathon mode. And we might pop into Kew Gardens a bit later on because it's not supposed to be too terrible, and meet up with Crystal's mum. And today is going to be otherwise ever so relaxing, which I'm very much looking forward to. There will not be a Kew Facts on Monday, not a new one unfortunately, because I haven't had time to actually film, even though I've recorded all the voiceovers and built all the templates. So if you haven't already, please check out one of the previous ones. There's 4 up there now: the Pagoda, the Palm House, Love Lane and the Ruined Arch. Let me know what you think. Pop it in the comments below the video would be appropriate. And I promise there'll be a new one up as soon as the weather improves slightly and I get a free day. Usually they go up on a Monday. Hello again, good evening. I am just heading out to buy some chicken. We've done, as I mentioned, we did a mass cook today, so Crystal's made a soup yesterday, a soup today, a whole bolognese, and now we're trying to make a paella. However, somewhere along the way the chicken did not get defrosted, so I'm going to have to buy some new chicken because we've already started cooking and then realised we didn't have the chicken. Anyway, I don't really mind because it's a nice evening, it's been a very nice sunset and I get to stretch my legs a bit, and that's no bad thing. We did go into town earlier to meet Crystal's mum midway through her 16-mile training walk because she's doing the marathon, the walking marathon again this year. We're not, because one 28.5-mile walk is enough. Yeah, I know, they're supposed to be 26.2. Try telling that to the organisers. Hello, happy Monday. I made myself a delicious vegetarian pizza for lunch, so I'm feeling completely stuffed and very proud of myself. Let's talk about the big news of the last 3 days, or from your perspective probably a week ago or maybe 10 years ago, depending on when you're watching this. The Labour leadership election. So Jeremy Corbyn, as expected, at least in recent history, is now the leader of the Labour Party. A lot of moderate Labour people are, I say confused would probably be a nice way of putting it. And the sort of traditional left are elated. Good for them. Why not? They fought an excellent campaign and they won. The doom mongers, the people out there saying that this is the end of the Labour Party, I'm not sure I'd go that far. This is certainly the end, or at least a temporary end, of the electable Labour Party. But you know, you have to sometimes try something different to know whether it works or not. So there we go. Something different will be tried. I'm a little concerned about some of the more extreme policies. I mean, socialism generally is not something I'm very big fan of, but things like I don't know, appeasement of certain what you'd call previously terrorist organisations, and yet a lack of desire to do anything about sort of existing problems. Lack of interventionism. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Blair in that and his just gung-ho approach, but there are cases where you have to do something to help civilians and the current Labour administration doesn't want to, but the good news is they're not in power. So the Conservative point of like, oh, this is, you know, no, you're no longer safe now that Labour has a far left leader. You know, your family's security and well-being is at risk. Laughable, but laughable primarily for the reason that the Labour Party is not in power. They don't have a say at all in any single decision that's made. Yeah, I don't think Mr. Cameron understands how politics in the United Kingdom works. I do hope that that moderate centre-left people don't sort of just disappear out of politics. That would be a huge shame. And I do hope that we don't sort of go backwards. I feel like the Conservative Party's gone backwards on the right-hand part of the political spectrum. I do hope the Labour Party doesn't go backwards on the left-hand side. I lived through the 80s once. Don't need to do it again. So let's have some positivity. Let's hope that people become more engaged in politics through this. Let's hope that sense wins out. Although there's probably a lot to ask with politicians. But right now, I don't think anything's particularly bad, to be honest. I think there's a lot of crying wolf from both sides. Ask me again in a couple of years how it's going. Hello. Yes, it's me in the dark. This is ridiculous. It's 5 o'clock and that's how dark it is. I have to come right by the window. The reason is the weather is absolutely terrible. Like, you know, Noah's Ark kind of weather. Anyway, good news is I'm going out at the moment. Yes, I've got a RHP meeting, which about the fallout from the budget and all the general nonsense that goes along with that. Most things of which I'm not very happy about. I'm not going to go into them now, but broadly speaking, they're foolish. I'm not even sure they're the right idea wrongly executed. I think they're the wrong idea wrongly executed. That's if you presume, of course, that social housing is important and that as you can't control house prices, the only thing to do is to provide a form of subsidised housing to people who can't get on the ladder. Anyway, wish me luck. I'll be swimming to Teddington. Well, hello. Good afternoon. Almost summery today, almost, compared to yesterday's unbelievable downpour, which is obviously just at the time I needed to go to Teddington. But today I'm off to Park Lane Hilton again later on to do some more filming there for another award show. And then Saturday I'm back in Teddington whilst the rugby's on. So that should be absolutely hideous. But before then, tomorrow we are babysitting round for Walter and Albert. I'll be coming from Camden because I'm having another day at USP to finish off a video there. So it's reasonably busy, but I would like to go out and film a Q Facts at some point between now and Monday, so I can actually put one up on Monday. Good morning. So last night was pretty straightforward. I didn't film the inside of the Hilton because I'm sure I've filmed the inside of that ballroom before, plus it isn't actually that interesting if you're not a big fan of forecourt traders, so I'm presuming you fall into that category. Got back and got to bed about 1 AM, so that's not too bad, all things considered. So tonight is, or today rather I should say, is Alex and Anna's 4th wedding anniversary. So myself and Crystal are going over to look after the little ones whilst they go out and celebrate and have a bit of time to themselves. It's also the start of the Rugby World Cup, which I'm much more indifferent about, because a lot of it is in Twickenham, which is just down the road, and that means it's going to be travel chaos. Plus I have to get to Teddington for a board meeting tomorrow, which is the other side of Twickenham. That's going to be fun. And I have to get tonight across town whilst there's a rugby match on from Camden to Hampton Court. Also fun. Baby in a bag. And toddler in a chalk. What are you doing, Albert? Okay. That is a silly face you're pulling.